Hi everyone, welcome to today's our lesson, which is about feedback and types of feedback. We know that nowadays assessment plays a main role in the process of learning something. That's why today actually we will learn about the feedback and types of feedback and what kind of feedback can we use during the assessing process, and what is feedback and what kind of types can we see during this process. Like this question we will find during this lesson. So first of all, we should clarify the meaning of feedback. So what is feedback? Feedback is information or comments provided to learners about their performance or progress in particular areas, such as it can come from various sources, including teachers, peers, and self-assessment. Feedback is essential for learners as it helps them to understand their strengths and weaknesses, make necessary adjustments, and improve their skills. It can be both positive and negative, and sometimes highlighting achievements and corrective, and pointing out errors or such areas for improvement. Feedback should be specific, actionable, and supportive, or to be effective in learning something and the process. It will be main source of assessing and assessment. That's why it can be helpful for students to know about their improvements. So another thing about feedback, that feedback is a crucial component of communication and learning that involves providing information about one's performance or improvement. In other words, feedback can be can be defined as a process of giving and receiving constructive criticism to enhance an individual's skills or knowledge. It is essential for teachers in educational settings because of this kind of things. Students can be identify their strengths and weakness. When giving feedback, it is important to ensure that it's specific, timely, and clear. If any kind of feedback will be vague or general, it will be unnecessary because it is a bit unknown and it's a bit challengeable for students. That's why any kind of feedback should be clear and should be should be full of the information about the students' knowledge and ability. And also we can say that about the feedback should also focus on behavior rather than personalities to avoid being perceived as judgmental. So feedback serves as a powerful tool for self-improvement when used corrective by both parties involved in the process, giver and receiver alike. So this is the main definition about feedback. And also we can say that feedback is used in learning at various stages and in different contexts. Here are some examples. So we know that feedback can be used in different stages and in different situations. In this case, you can just apply this feedback like this situation. The first one we can say that during instruction, you can just use any kind of feedback during any kind of lesson or during the activity. And also you can use feedback after completing a task or assignment. You may just support your students, you may just provide your student with any kind of feedback after completing a task or assignment. With this, you will just get results easily, because after completing a task or assignment can be beneficial for students to take any information about their knowledge and about their tasks easily. And also you can use in the feedback in the process of peer feedback. Peer feedback, it can be also beneficial and useful for students while giving every student can give their information, can give their feedback each other. and they can share their opinions about their group mates easily. So the next one, ongoing feedback. And the last one is during assessment or tests. This is the real situation, and this is the real information about the feedback and the usage of feedback and the process of learning something. So the next one, let's move to the types of feedback. There are several types of feedback in education. They can be sourceful and they can be effective for learners, because with knowing the information about their knowledge, about their abilities, you know that any learners can get success in learning something. So if we stop, or if we talk about the types of feedback, first of all we should clarify and we should stop about their types and about feedbacks, about feedback types like this. So there are mainly this kind of types, which is called descriptive feedback, evaluative feedback, corrective feedback, and formative feedback, and positive feedback, and summative feedback. If we look at the first type of feedback, which is called a descriptive feedback, this type of feedback focuses on mainly describing what the learner did well and areas for improvement. It is specific, constructive, and provided suggestion for how to improve. Like this, you can just give your own descriptive feedback to your learners. The next one is evaluative feedback. So evaluative feedback provides an overall assessment of the learner's performance. It may include a grade or score and can be used to compare the learner's performance to a standard or benchmark. And the next one is also corrective feedback. Yes, you know that corrective, it means that to correct someone's mistake. Yeah. It is also clear from its noun that, its name that. So corrective feedback is a process of something. It is such kind of information and it can be used to correct errors or misconceptions. It provides, how can I say, it provides guidance on how to correct mistakes and improve understandings. So this is also the main types of feedback. And the next type of feedback, which is called positive feedback. So positive feedback focuses on highlighting what is the learner did well. It reinforces positive behaviors, encourages effort, and boosts motivation. So you know that positive with supplying or with providing your learners with positive feedback, it will be a reason for improvement and it will be a reason for getting motivation. That's why positive feedback plays a main role in giving any kind of feedback. And the next type of feedback, which is called formative feedback. So formative feedback is given during the learning process to provide ongoing guidance and support. It helps learners monitor their progress and identify areas for improvement and make adjustments to their learning strategies. And the last one is summative feedback. So summative feedback is given at the end of a task and assignment to provide an overall assessment of the learner's performance. It's often used for grading or evaluation purpose. So here it is the main types of feedback and their role in learning something and their role providing any learners with feedback. Overall, we can say that while using this such kind of type of feedback, we should pay attention their usage and pay attention their main source like this. That's why we can say that it's important to use a how can I say, combination of these types of feedback in order to provide a comprehensive and balanced approach to supporting learners' growth and development. This is all the full information about the types of feedback. You know that except that we can see that another types of feedback They are intrinsic feedback and extrinsic feedback and motivated feedback. So and also except this, we can say that extrinsic feedback is divided into two main categories, which is called knowledge of results and knowledge of performance. And the next type of feedback, it's called motivated feedback, which involves two types of reinforcement. So reinforcement. So the first one positive reinforcement and the next one negative reinforcement. So this is all about the types of feedback. Like this, while using or while giving the feedback, we can use another feedback which can be used during the lesson, like oral and written feedback. So oral and written feedback. This we know that oral and written feedback can be used during the lesson by teachers, and they can be effective. And if we look at their difference, we can and their such kind of similarity. First of all, we should pay attention their usage in the lesson. So, oral feedback is usually given during a lesson, while written feedback needs to be given after a task. Oral feedback is, how can I say, sometimes underestimated because it is less formal, but it can be a very powerful and effective tool, as it can be, how can I say, provided easily in the teachable moment and in a timely way. Asking students what do you notice about, or how does match the criteria, like these questions, they how can I say, stimulate their thinking about their learning. So the next one is effective written feedback motivates students with a record of what they are doing well and what needs improvements and suggested next step. And effective written feedback also needs to be timely, written in a manner that's understandable or not. Like this, it can be also actionable, so that the students can make revisions with considering like this feature of written feedback. You can just provide your students with writing or with giving the main information in a written form. So this is all about oral and written feedback. And while giving feedback to your learners, the first things about them, you know that we have above mentioned that feedback can be given can have two persons, so by receivers or by givers. That's why how can we provide our students, and how can any kind of feedback can be effectively, how to give this effectively. With this, giving this is a crucial aspect of teaching. It helps students to improve their performance and build confidence in themselves. However, giving this can be challenging if not done effectively. The first step in giving effective this is to focus on the behavior or task rather than the person. Be specific about what needs improvements and provide examples. Avoid making generalization or judgments about the students' abilities. It's also important to give constructive criticism that is actionable and solution-focused. Instead of simply pointing out flaws, offer suggestions for how the student can improve their work, and like this you can just apply them. So the next one, when doing this or when giving your feedback to learners, it's essential to be empathetic and supportive. So, and also you have also pay attention this feature of this feedback, that listen actively to the students' perspective and encourage them to ask questions or share their thoughts on how they can improve. Make sure you are timing uses correctly, providing immediate this after completion of a task allows for better retention and comprehension by the additionally, it will be better if teacher follows these 7 key steps of effective feedback while teaching process. The first effective way of feedback, the first one is goal references. The next one, tangible or transparent. Third one, actionable. And first one, user-friendly. The fifth one, timely. Sixth one, ongoing. And the seventh, consistent. If you follow these stages, these steps in your lesson, you can get effective feedback easily. So let's look through their effectiveness one by one. If we look at the first goal referenced, this is such kind of effective way of feedback that leads students to reach a goal. The next one, tangible or transparent. So the desired results should be clear and should be transparent. And actionable. Any kind of feedback should be actionable, providing clear and concrete guidance on what the learner can do to improve their learning outcome. So, and also the next step of being effective, giving effective feedback is user-friendly. If you keep your feedback short and simple, you can just inform the students, you can give information to your students what to do with feedback and what can they do, and it will be a bit clear for them. So the next effective way of feedback is that you have to follow the time. It shouldn't take too long for them, because if your any kind of information will be so long, as a result your students will be boring and they will get unnecessary information. That's why pay attention to this feature of feedback. So the next one, ongoing. Students get a lot of opportunities to improve. And the last one, consistent. So feedback needs to be stable, accurate and trustworthy. By following these tips for giving effective this, you will help your students achieve their goals with confidence while building positive relationship with them as well. And the next thing about feedback is how to receive feedback constructively. One of the most important aspects of receiving these is to approach it with an open and growth mindset. This means that instead of being defensive or dismissive, we should view feedback as an opportunity for learning and improvement. Firstly, actively listen to the person giving you this without interrupting or getting defensive. It's essential to fully understand their perspective before responding. So the next one, secondly, ask clarifying questions to gain deeper insights into what they are saying. This will help you better understand their point and identify areas where you can improve. And thirdly, focus on specific things that can be improved upon rather than taking criticism. So personality. This is not a personal attack, but rather a chance for growth. Firstly, once you have received this, take some time to reflect on it objectively, identify actionable steps and towards improving in these areas and create a plan moving forward. By approaching this with a positive attitude and using it constructively, we can learn from our mistakes and grow both personally and professionally. So after that, we have to look at the pros and cons side of this feedback, mainly advantages and disadvantages of feedback, and can be beneficial for us, or in which step it can be bad for us. Like this question, we will find the answer now. First of all, we should look at the advantages of feedback in education. So feedback helps students understand their strengths and weakness. We have mentioned about it. I have already mentioned about this one, because feedback can be helpful for students to know and to be aware of their strengths and weakness. The next good side of feedback, that it helps teachers identify areas that need improvements. Yes, it's really helpful for them to identify areas which they need, and which field of their knowledge, or which areas they should learn something, or like this. They can just follow this feedback, and they can just reflect to their feedback. So the next one helps administrators evaluate the effectiveness of instruction. So really, with this feedback, any kind of administrator can evaluate their success, and they can get any information easily. That's why it can be helpful for them also. So the next one can be used to guide future instruction. And the next one, it can improve student engagement and motivation. Yes, it's really motivational for students, because by getting positive or negative feedback, students can cheer up their mood, and they can get inspiration with positive feedback. That's why it can be motivational for students. The next one, it can help foster a positive learning environment. Really, it will be a positive learning environment. It can, how can I say, it can be positive atmosphere during the lesson, because you know that after knowing anything about your success or about your knowledge, you can get such kind of information, and you can get the positive environment atmosphere easily. So, and let's look at its bad side, which is disadvantages of feedback in education. So, disadvantages of feedback in education. So, the first thing is that can be time-consuming for teachers to provide, and it can be also difficult for students to receive if it's not delivered in a constructive or sensitive manner. And the second feature of it can be difficult to provide for large class or online learning environments. And the next bad side of it can be overwhelming for students if they receive too much feedback at once. And the next one is also can be difficult to evaluate if it's not provided constructively or in a standardized format. This is the disadvantages of feedback. It is all about this feedback and types of feedback. And while assessing process, you can just use this feedback, and you can just apply to types of feedback during the lesson. And in short, I can say that feedback plays the main role in the learning something. That's why it can be beneficial for students for improvements. This is all about topic, and I hope you will enjoy and you will get information. See you the next time.